Every year, hundreds of millions of geese travel thousands of miles each way between their summer home in Canada and their winter home in the United States. And they do this despite never having flown that route before. How do they know where to go? Hi, it's me, and this is Minute Earth. To answer this question, we need to understand how geese travel between their summer and winter homes. Their journey begins in late September when the days start getting shorter and the temperatures start getting cooler. As Canadian summers come to an end, geese get the urge to head south. But unlike many animals that migrate, geese don't just go with the flow. They fly thousands of kilometers each year, following specific routes that have been set and reset by previous generations of geese. But how do they navigate these journeys without getting lost? Geese use two main tools to help them find their way. The first is their sense of direction. Like many animals, geese can sense the Earth's magnetic field, which acts like a giant compass guiding them south for the winter. But there are problems with relying on a compass. It doesn't tell you where you are or where you've been. So geese also relied on landmarks to help them navigate, like mountains, valleys, rivers, and even roads. They also rely on their excellent memories to remember what the journey looked like and to recognize familiar landmarks along the way. Using a combination of directional cues and visual landmarks, geese are able to travel hundreds of kilometers per day until they reach their destination. But why do they travel so far each year? Why don't they stay closer to home where it's warmer? Well, it's all about finding food. See, geese need lots of food to fuel their journey and to store fat that will keep them alive during the winter when food is scarce. And while some geese might be able to survive if they stayed in their home territory, others would starve. For example, Canada's barren grounds are basically an ice desert in the winter, so finding food is really tough. Meanwhile, the United States offers more reliable sources of food like agricultural fields, ponds, and lakes. So, it's worth the journey for some geese. Of course, this doesn't mean that every goose does the journey south. Just like humans, some geese prefer to stay put no matter what. Some geese stay put because they're stronger flyers and can find enough food at home. And some simply because they're too young or too old to attempt such a long journey. In fact, studies show that younger and less experienced geese are more likely to attempt migration each year compared to older geese. Perhaps as they get older, they decide that the risks of migrating aren't worth the rewards. In general, though, migration is risky business. It takes a lot of energy to fly thousands of kilometers, and there are predators lurking along the way that are hungry for goose. In fact, some scientists think that the Earth's magnetic field itself might have shaped the evolution of geese and other migratory animals by influencing how they time their journeys. See, when animals migrate, they're essentially betting on the weather. They want to arrive at their destination before resources become scarce, or the weather turns bad. And the Earth's magnetic field can provide some clues about the weather. By sensing the magnetic field, animals like geese can predict the likelihood of storms and adjust their migration plans accordingly. Scientists think this behavior might have played a role in the evolution of animals' magnetic abilities. After all, natural selection favors behaviors that increase an animal's chances of surviving and reproducing. So behaviors that help animals time their migrations just so happen to be ones that have been selected for over the course of evolution. And it's not just about avoiding bad weather. Animals that can sense the Earth's magnetic field can also use it to estimate how far north or south they are, which helps them figure out when they should start migrating. Basically, being able to sense the Earth's magnetic field gives animals like geese a sort of superpower when it comes to migration.